you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of, you guessed it, Joel Davis Media Network. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. Now, with that being said, I want to thank all of the newest subscribers to the platform of this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys are amazing. It really feels good to find people that like my channel and actually taking the time to come in and check out what is going on. So with that being said, I want to personally thank you. If it's not for you guys, I would not be the channel that I am today. So again, I appreciate you guys. So with that being said, let's jump into this. So boy, it's been a crazy day. I got this great news around about 8 o'clock this morning when I was in the middle of working, and it says that they had ruled in favor that kicking off Donald J. Trump from any ballot of the United States of America via state is unconstitutional. They also made it very clear that it's Congress' job to make those decisions. And currently, right now, liberal media is losing their marbles. Now, we already know why they're losing their marbles, because they didn't think that this was going to happen. So, with that being stated, we are going to dive into what the Supreme Court ruled, what they said, and we are going to basically break it down to why I agree with whatever they're saying. All right. So without further ado, let me go here to what they said here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this up. I'm trying to bring it up on my other tablet here. Let's see what we got. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to pull it up. So the Supreme Court rules anonymously for Trump in Colorado ballot qualification dispute. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously with former President Trump in his challenge to the state of Colorado's attempt to kick sided unanimously with the president Trump in his challenge to the state of Colorado's attempt to kick him off the 2024 ballot, primary ballot. Now, all 9 justices that was in favor of Trump in the case, which will impact the status of efforts in several other cases, other states to remove the likely GOP nominee from their recent respective ballots. The court considered for the first time the meaning in the reach of Article 3 of the 14th Amendment, which bars former office holders who engage in insurrection from holding public office again. Challenges have been filed to remove Trump from the 2024 ballot in over 30 states. We conclude that the states may disqualify persons holding or attempting to hold state office, but states have no power under the Constitution to enforce Section 3 with respect to federal offices, especially the presidency, the court wrote. Oh, it gets better, guys. Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold issued a statement Monday on the opinion saying the United States Supreme Court has ruled that the states do not have the authority to enforce Section 3 of the 14th Amendment for federal candidates. In accordance with this decision, Donald Trump is an eligible candidate on Colorado's 2024 presidential primary, she said. Trump also reacted to the ruling in a post on Truth Social saying, "Big win for America." The state of Colorado has argued because they determined Trump's behavior related in 2020 election interference, culminating with the January 6th Capitol riots, amounted to an insurrection. He should be removed from the state's ballot. The Supreme Court, however, said state enforcement Section 3 with respect to the presidency would raise heightened concern. Conflicting states outcomes concerning the same candidate could result not just from differing views of the merits, but from variation in state law governing proceedings that are necessary to make Section 3 disqualification determinations. The opinion states the result could well be that a single candidate will be declared ineligible in some states, but not others based on the same conduct and perhaps even the same factual record. The patchwork would likely result from the state enforcement would sever the direct link that the framers found so critical between the national government and the people of the United States as a whole, the opinion says. The court majority also seemed to signal against any future attempts by states to try to invalidate Trump after he is possibly elected or inaugurated. An involving electoral map could dramatically change the behavior of voters, parties, and states across the country in different ways. And the different times, the disruption would be all more acute and could nullify the votes of millions and change the election results. If Section 3 enforcement were attempted after the nation has voted, the opinion said. Nothing in the Constitution requires that we endure such chaos, arriving at any time or different times up and perhaps beyond the inauguration if it continues. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, in concurrent opinion, wrote, the court has settled a political charge issue in the volatile season of a presidential election, particularly in circumstance, writings on the court should turn the national temperature down, not up. For present purposes, our differences are far less important than our unanimity. All nine justices agree on the outcome of the case. That is the message America should take home, she said. Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson wrote a concurrence which said that while they agree Colorado should restore Trump to the 2024 ballot, they disagree with the majority which opt on which federal actors can enforce Section 3 and how they must do it. The majority announced that a disqualification for insurrection can only occur when Congress enacts a particular kind of legislation pursuant to Section 5 of the 14th Amendment. In doing so, the majority shuts the door on the potential means of federal enforcement. We cannot join an opinion that decides momentous and difficult issues unnecessarily, and we therefore concur only in the judgment. And that's what the trio wrote of the liberals on the court. And most that in more than 2 hours of spirited often tense arguments last month, the 9 justices asked tough questions of both sides about whether the president or presidential candidate is exempt from the constitutional provision adopted after the Civil War. Justice Brett Kavanaugh spoke for colleagues when saying that we're confronting difficult questions. When you look at Section 3, the term insurrection jumps out, Kavanaugh said. And the questions are, what does that mean? How do you define it? Who decides? Who decides whether someone engaged in it? Kavanaugh noted the courts looked at these questions in 1869 decision known as Griffin case, which found that the act of Congress was necessary to enforce the 14th Amendment ban on erectionists holding federal office. All right, let me see. Somebody just wrote finally. Let me know they're here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Before I finish this. Yeah, what's up, Anthony? I knew you would come through, buddy. Share the live, man. Cause we about to get into this. So I'm gonna stream again tonight too. Big stream tonight on crime. Finally, got some crime news we're gonna talk about and touch base on. So please get ready for that. That will be tonight. At about I'm gonna try to shoot for about 8 o'clock tonight because I'm off early and I think I can pull that off. So we're gonna do for 8 o'clock. All right. I won't be on my camera though. I'll be off camera because my wife will be laying down, and y'all know how it is. I do better with the views when I'm off camera with the big streams lately. So we're gonna continue to keep that up until something change otherwise. Now, Chief Justice John Roberts questioned Colorado attorney Jason Murray about the consequences of the state proposition. What do you do with consequences of your position? Will be disqualified proceedings on the other side, and some will succeed in very quick order. I would expect that a goodly number of states will say whoever the Democrat is, you're off the ballot. He said it would then come down to a small number of states deciding the election, and that's a pretty severe consequence. Justice Samuel Alito pressed Murray to grapple with what people have seen as a consequence of the argument that you're advancing, which is there will be conflicts and decisions among the states. The different states will disqualify different candidates. But I'm getting a whole lot of help from you about how this would not be an unmanageable situation, Alito said. So, breaking it all down, I had to read that because I know a lot of I've observed a lot of my YouTube peers are not reading the actual statement released by the justices. They're just saying, wah, and that's it. I like to read it to you guys. I like for y'all to get the whole synopsis. I'll put the link in there below. So basically, what the justices are saying is, listen, guys, we can go along with this whole debacle that y'all want to remove Trump off the ballot and everything else. But here's the problem here. The problem is that if we do that, then there's a chance that we're going to have other states that are deep red states are going to push to put Biden off the ballot. And then they say, we're going to have a whole bunch of candidates getting removed, kicked around, not being on ballots, and we're not going to have a fair election. It's basically going to be based upon the decision from the state, not from the people. We need to give it back into the hands of the people. That's what they're trying to say. Now, you're probably asking if you're new to the conservative movement or thinking about joining the conservative movement. Well, Joel, I was told that Trump was an insurrectionist. He caused all that chaos on January 6th. Allegedly, he was accused. He even got the impeachment for it. That was his second impeachment. In fact, he beat it because there was no proof. Okay? He beat all his impeachments, and there were never any proof that he did anything in those impeachment trials. He also has beaten the whole investigation about him being a part of January 6th. These are all with Congress. So that's right, Anthony. He was accused but never charged. Okay, it's like someone going into a courtroom, all right, and he is charged with murder. He's on trial. Things are said, the trial is over. The jury goes and the jury returns and says he's not guilty. Guess what? He's not guilty. The charges, the accusations is now officially dismissed. He was found or she was found not guilty. Same thing with Trump. These was accusations that found out to be biased, false. Now, here's the other thing. The liberal media losing their mind. Let's talk about uh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Oh Lord. Let's see what we got here. Now, you got a lot of liberals upset about this ruling. And the reason why they upset because they thought that they had this in the bag. You know, they thought, okay, we're gonna get Donald Trump out of here. And it's gonna be great. You know, we're gonna be the new leaders of the radical liberal movement. Well, they forgot one thing. All right. Uh hold on for 1 second, guys. Hold on for one moment. All right, hold on. All right, I'm back. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, we're gonna talk about the liberal media and what they've been saying. All right, so let me see what they're saying right quick. All Excuse me. All right, let me see what they're saying. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to pull. So we're gonna go to some of these. Newsweek says we as MAGA followers celebrate liberal Supreme Court ruling for siding with Trump. I love these liberal newspapers because they just show the whole ignorance and prejudice of America that we're facing right now with liberals and this progressiveness. I'm going to see what they also stated. So basically, you even got the liberals talking about, hey, we cannot go against what the ruling says because, in all actuality, it's the truth. It's actually the truth. We cannot decide to take him off the ballot because he was never convicted of anything. So we have to respect that rule because Congress is the only one that can. Now there is CNN talking about putting in for the future to have Congress put stuff in for this type of thing never happen again. But what are you going to put in? I mean, what are you going to put in? I mean, what precautions are you going to put in? Because it's got to be still proven. You still got to prove. You know what I'm saying? Because this right here was an overstep, and everybody know it. That's why everybody's like, yeah, we just cannot agree with that. Like, we cannot agree with this ruling. Like this ruling here, if we was to do this ruling against Trump, we are signing ourselves to a suicide that we are not prepared. Y'all give me 1 second here. Y'all give me one moment. All right, hold on, y'all. Trying to log into my Twitter thing. Hold on. It's been so long since I logged into it. All right, y'all. I had to go and get this set up right quick. All right, so we're gonna talk about this, man. We're gonna talk about 1 second here what I'm searching for. All right, so I'm gonna read some of this, some of the people that are not agreeing with what is being said. Hold on, y'all. Now, there is some liberal people that saying stupid stuff like I gave away your nuclear war plans for $2 billion, and said something about something disgusting about Clarence Thomas' wife, which is retarded. Another one is they got people that saying the big donors, these liberals saying Republicans brought that SCOTUS, the return of their investment is another Trump administration and more tax cuts. Sorry, there's no way to make any sense to maggots. I'm telling you, this is what they said. The reason the left has a poor record in front of the court and trend goes back to Obama's historic string of losses. Isn't that SCOTUS is bought? It's that contemporary left vision of governance conflicts with the Constitution. Now, guys, here's the thing. At the end of the day, people can say what they want to say, but you can't deny the Constitution. It's a national rule of law because the justices looked at it like this: if we allow this type of thing to happen, okay, exactly, they have no policy, and we'll get to that. See, in their minds, they thought that the SCOTUS would give states the power because in their mind, well, they gave states the power for the abortion to end Roe versus Wade. That's different. This is talking about healthcare and stuff. You're talking about a federal official, the president, that's dealing with the body of legislature. If they cannot take him off the ballot, what gives you the right to take him off the ballot? That's why the forefathers, after the war, our ancestors put this provision in place because they knew that somebody like a Colorado or a Maine or New York or Illinois would be that fucking retarded. And there's a lot of liberals upset. You know how it goes. Let's see what people that's probably said some smart shit because of the ruling. I'm gonna look at 'cause I don't follow none of these people. Rachel Maddow. I want to see what they said. I know she said something stupid, you know, because she's so liberal. Let's see what she said. See if she said anything about the ruling today. Nope, she didn't say nothing about the ruling today. Nothing she could say. So we didn't get nothing for Rachel Maddow, but that's a first. Cause usually they'll be quick to say some stupid shit. So she didn't say anything. Let me see what other liberal we got. All right, MSNBC Chris Hayes. Let me see what he said about the judge. All right, I'm trying to see what he said, y'all. Give me 1 second. So they talked about they didn't respond to the argument. There's no argument to respond to. That's what Chris Hayes said. Well, they didn't respond to the argument. Well, they didn't respond to the argument because there's nothing to respond to. Trump did not do anything wrong, and they don't have the right to remove him because they're not Congress. That's just simple as that. Let me see who else said anything. I'm trying to see if I got any more people that you got a lot of people that vote blue that's upset. But at the end of the day, I think it's funny. Uh, because it just goes to show us that this is where we at now. The uh this is not the Democratic Party that was your grandmas and great grandmas back in the day. It's not that anymore. Now it has turned into a a mess, a holy mess. It really has. I mean, you can't tell me otherwise. It hasn't. It has turned into a literal mess. And now people are realizing this because you're trying to remove somebody from office that has never been convicted of anything. So, what does this mean for the other 30 states? Because I know y'all are asking, well, Joe, what this means now? They're going to have to stop everything. Now, we're going to review the 30 states trying to throw him off the ballot. So, give me one moment. Let's go talk about that. And then I will finish with what Trump has to say uh, to Biden. Exactly. You're right. They have. They went totally too far left. All right, let me see what they saying now. Give me 1 second here. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. If I can get this thing to work. Okay. Oh man. All right, so we about to find out what they saying. They even had a tracker news week. So we're gonna look at all these states that's trying. So we're gonna go with the latest one. I'm gonna go with There was 35 states altogether. So let me see what states it is. Let me see if they'll tell me on this Axios. Okay, so you had people from New Hampshire. They was trying to do it. Man, it was a lot of states, man. That's crazy. Like 30 something states. Let me see. Okay, Newsweek could probably give it to me because they hate Trump, so they'll probably have the whole shebang of the states. Okay, we're going through this together, so we're gonna find out the states that wanted him off the ballot. There was Colorado. We already talked about that. Then Arizona. Then there was California. You know California, they always on that bullshit. Then there was Maine. Then there's Michigan. Y'all know Michigan was trying. Minnesota. Then Rhode Island. Alaska. New Jersey. New Mexico. New York. Oregon. South Carolina. Texas. West Virginia. Wisconsin. Wyoming. Vermont. And Virginia. Ain't that something? All trying to disqualify this man. And now they can't do it. I'm glad it turned out that way. Yeah, all fell in states. I think it's hilarious because they thought they had something. They was sitting here riding on their high horse, like if we can get him off 35 states, then he won't win the presidency. Because then that would only leave what? 15 states that would have to carry him. And they could get Biden all the way through. What the dummies don't understand is if everybody do a write-in and write the man's name in, you won't have to count it because his name was written in. He's a write-in. So even if you disqualified him out the state to be on the ballot, he can still be written in on the ballot. See, that's what they're not looking at. Crazy, bro. I never seen nothing like this in my life. But let's get back to what Trump has to say to Biden. I think this is funny and hilarious because when Trump speaks about Biden, he said, Trump speaks after the Supreme Court ruling, and he tells Biden to fight your fight yourself. So he basically telling Biden, quit trying to let these liberal handlers of yours put in all these monkey wrenches to keep me from beating you fair and square because you suck. I love it. All right, I'm gonna read not the whole article. I'm just gonna pick out snippets of the article that's very important that Trump has stated. Now, this is his statement that he released today, and I'm just gonna read that part. He said, "I want to start by thanking Supreme Court for its unanimous decision today. It was a very important decision, very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way towards bringing the country together, which our country needs," Trump said. And they worked long, They worked hard, and frankly, they worked very quickly on something that will be spoken about 100 years from now and 200 years from now. Extremely important. And he's right, it's part of history. Um, Trump also said that he blames President Biden for his legal challenges. And he also saying that he's using judges and prosecutors to influence the election. Now, I know a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, he cannot be doing that. He's not in his right mind." Well, yeah, he probably ain't in his right mind, but he's got people working for him doing that because they know that Biden is not cognitive enough to lead this country, and they are so embarrassed that they can't go and be like, "All right, we're gonna replace him," because that's going to look bad. And if they do that, they already know there's nobody that's going to stand in the Democratic Party that can go against Trump. They don't have nobody. There is nobody exciting that's going to make the country be like, I want to vote for this person. So they're stuck like Chuck. They have to play this to the end. They have no other card. Now, since they done threw a monkey wrench in that, he also said you essentially cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way. And it's nothing to do with the fact that the leading candidate, whether it was the lead candidate or a candidate that was well down on the totem pole, you cannot take somebody out of a race. And he's right. You got to do due process. That's like Trump right now telling Nikki Haley, we want to bar you from going to any of the GOP primaries to win anything because you absolutely suck. Nope, you got to let it weigh yourself out until you get nominated the right way from your peers, and then she should drop off. But we already talked about what I think about that, and we'll say about that later. Now, he also said the voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that. And the Supreme Court saw that very well, Trump said. And I really do believe that there will be a unifying factor because while most states were thrilled to have me know have me know, there were some that didn't. And they didn't want that for political reasons. And not to mention too, he also talked about his poll numbers, saying that he is beating President Biden in almost every poll. And he really is. I mean, listen, you look at the polls right now, you talk to people on the street, like really talk to hood dudes on the street, people in trailer parks in the street, in the poor areas. You know what I mean? The first thing they said is they want Trump back because a lot of these people that work in a 9 to 5, they did have a little bit of extra money. They were able to go and get something extra for their kids or get that extra car that they've been wanting, even though it might not be brand new to us, but it's brand new to them. People credit was getting better. People was actually thriving under Trump's economy. This economy we got right now is bullshit. Exactly, Anthony. He can't be bought. You cannot buy someone worth $2.5 billion, and you can't buy someone that came in the game without kissing someone's ass to get $2.5 billion. Trump came in the game born in money. By the time he was born, his dad was already almost worth in today's money back then 500 million. And by the time he became an adult, a young adult, his dad was damn near worth a billionaire in today's money. So he's been made of money. This ain't nothing new for him. That's why he can't be bought. He done seen money. His net worth has already jumped from 2.5 to one time it was at $5 billion. So he know about money. He know what money is. It ain't like he one of them thirsty dudes that ain't never got no money in their life and came up poor. So that's why he can't be purchased. Because money to him is just a resource. Money to him is like us when we go to the grocery store to get our water or our soda or our juices or our drinks. We may not have, the store may not have the drink we want, and they may not have the drink we want in the other stores in the area. But we're cool enough and willing enough to accept the next best thing because having our favorite is not a necessity. It's a privilege. Same thing how he looks at money. It's a resource that's a necessity. It's not a privilege. So when I say it that way, well, Joe, if it's a necessity, that means he'll bite onto it. No, not necessarily. When it's something's a necessity, you only use it when you necessarily have to, versus when you gotta have that typical thing. It's an addiction. You're gonna use it whether you need it or not. That's the difference, and that's why Congress can't, and in the elites and the establishment can't stand it. He don't need their money. He don't need their lobbyists. None of that shit. He don't need it. He's his own entity, and that's what's scary. That's why they're trying to break down his empire now, because they're like, this dude is his own entity. We can't have someone that has his own entity, can run the U.S. like a business and actually make it be productive, prosperous, and peaceful, yet not taking no bullshit or getting involved in unnecessary bullshit. That don't make sense to them. It's all about the money, guys. Remember that. Now, I want y'all to understand too. The next one that's going to shock them is going to be in April about the presidential immunity. Okay. So that means that if he has full immunity, that means they can't charge him with anything. They have to let it go. And I think that they're gonna prove that it's full immunity because again, he done been impeached, all that stuff, and there was no evidence found. So he should be immunity for that. All this trying to get him for an insurrection that happened years ago that was not his fault. Y'all tripping. And he also talked about that every case he's facing right now is being promoted and being controlled allegedly by the White House. Now, this is another message he put out the body. And I want y'all to listen to what he said to him. This is verbatim. I will say that President Biden, number one, stop weaponization. Fight your fight yourself. Don't use prosecutors and judges to go after your opponent to try and damage your opponent so you can win an election, he said. Our country is much bigger than that. And he was right. He is right. Much bigger. We're much bigger than that. All right, let me see what I got on here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me look. I think I missed some chats. Thank you, Ramirez. Please follow your boy, dog. Please. They can't stop him. They can't. And he just broke it down. I mean, he just basically told everybody that it's a rigged deal because they know that if he gets in there, he's gonna stop these wars. He's gonna also, he's the only one that can sit down with Putin and make Putin see shit logical. That's why Putin liked Trump, because Trump never disrespected him. He never inferred him as a warlord or this and that. He respected the man's, you know what I'm saying, uh, procedures or whatever they do in their country. He just basically told him in so many words, look, Putin, I just want to make sure that we on the same page. I don't want to beef with you. I don't want to war with you. I just want us to respect each other as leaders. And respectfully so, you respect my country as a leader, I respect your country as a leader. There you have it. It's all it's ever been. Oh, Nivea, what's going on, girl? I ain't seen you in a minute. God, dog. I'm streaming tonight. We're doing crime stories tonight. So be ready for it. Crime show gonna be popping tonight. Let's see what else. What we got. He also said, too, now, if I were president, Ukraine would have never ever been attacked. If I was president, you wouldn't have had inflation. Inflation was caused by high energy prices. I had low energy prices. I would have kept them there very easily, and it probably maybe caused, and it probably caused maybe caused a war with Ukraine because Putin became rich all of a sudden. It went up so much, and he right. Putin did got rich whenever all that energy went up because they wanted us to stop drilling. And not to mention too, Trump even he respected Trump. If Trump when he was ready to do something or make a move, he would tell Trump, "Hey man, I'm about to do this," and Trump be like, "What you think?" And Trump be like, "Nah, man, that ain't good. Let's don't do that." And he respect Trump enough because, like he said, he liked Trump. He respected Trump, and that's why they couldn't stand him. They talking about, "Oh my God, he's trying to he's friends with the enemy. He's probably giving Putin secrets. I don't trust him." But look at how much peaceful it was. We didn't have all this chaos. Now we done gave Ukraine $100 billion and nothing to show for that shit. Except for him buying property and shit everywhere, allegedly. All I'm saying is that they know if Trump gets in, all that extra spending and all unnecessary bullshit gonna stop. He's gonna get everybody back on the same page. He gonna have Kim Jong Un acting with some damn sense because they know how he is. He's gonna have the Chinese president knowing that he cannot fucking raise tariffs no more. Shit's gotta stop. He's gonna have to stop, bow down and kiss the pinky ring. They know this. The leaders know this. They know this. And that's why they're manipulating, a lot of them are manipulating freaking jackass Biden administration. Hey, don't have Orange Man in here. Exactly, he did. He did, Anthony. He was friends with a lot of dignitaries around the world. But you let them tell it, the dignitaries hated him. They didn't hate him. They respect him. Because when he went in the room, they know they were messing with a G. See, that's the thing about Trump. Trump didn't have to act tough. He didn't have to do all that extra talking shit. Trump was a G. You see why he took out what's that boy name? The dude, the general. Malami, or whatever his name is. Salami, whatever his name is. Y'all can put it in the comment section. I know he took his ass out. He took his ass out with a drone while playing golf. Tell me how gangster that shit is. While most presidents is in the office, oh my God, keep me posted, shaking nervously and gotta drink a lot of water and shit. Trump was playing golf, blowing motherfuckers up. That was detrimental to the country. And he had Iraq talking about they was gonna put $1 million stacked up on his head if he ever came to their country. You know what Trump said? I come to your country anytime, and you won't touch me. And they did. They was outraged. They had his funeral. They cried. They threw all kinds of boo-boos and stuff. And the next week, what they were doing? Talking to Trump, negotiating more fucking shit to keep peace. because they already know that Trump wasn't that dude. Now, I mean, they retaliated a little bit. They blew up somebody on the base, and Trump turned around and blew up their base. I mean, then they shut up because they found out, okay, this is not gonna work. We can't intimidate this guy. You can't. You cannot intimidate a real gangster, bro. Trump is about that life. He's a businessman. You know how many times he probably done talked to more threatening people than we could ever imagine? Yeah, buying eating ice cream and shitting everywhere. Oh, don't forget too, chasing the dog without a muzzle. Oh, wait a minute, don't bite him. Don't bite the oh my god, he bites Secret Service. Ooh. It's okay. It happens sometimes. Anybody got more ice cream? Yeah, nephew, she has been. Shout out to my girl Never, man. Never, man. Definitely keep sharing me, girl. I appreciate you, man. But anyway, y'all jump in the comment section and tell me what y'all think about this ruling. I think it's a beautiful thing. It is the greatest thing in America today. We finally have the correct voice to stop this nonsense because Trump is here to do God's work. I told y'all, this is part of all God's plan. And I'm going to step out on faith and say it that this time Trump will be our president. It ain't going to be no, I think, or I know. He is going to be because the world is tired. Everything these liberals been doing for the past 2.5 years now has not worked. People are turning away from them. Oh, make sure your notifications up. Always make sure it's up to the max, cause sometimes they don't alert y'all. But yeah, I mean that's just what it is, man. Like that's what we got to do at this point. We got to keep the faith because at this point in time, uh, that's the only way that we can see Trump making it, bro. We got to keep the faith. But anyway, tonight, let me see what time it is now, so I can give y'all the right time. We will have this again. I will be back on live. I would say about 8:30. Give me about 8:30. That way I can get things a little settled. 8:30 tonight. We will be streaming live. Okay. Well, if they do that, Nivea, that's gonna be crazy. But I don't put nothing past nobody right now. But either way it goes, please, please, please subscribe. Please like and share and comment as much as you can. Be here tonight at 8:30. We are doing the crime show. I ain't did one in a while. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to go in. I'm going to talk about some of the recent ratchetness that's been going on around the country that we have not talked about that needs to be addressed. And maybe some of these crimes can put awareness on what's going on. We also going to probably be talking about more women violating young boys. I'm quite sure that's going to be on the menu today on the crime. And mothers, please, for the love of God, if you have teenage boys going out middle school and high school, check on their social media, please, and their phones. Please check on it regularly because these new school teachers out here in these schools that are under the age of 45 are acting real hot and heavy. And it's best for you to nip it in the bud now than to hear or discover that your child is in the middle of a statewide or a countywide investigation and put stress on you. So please, parents, especially mothers, do that for me. Do that. Fathers, you too. Don't condone it. Please, Father, don't condone that type of behavior. I mean, I know we joke about, oh, when we were teenagers, we would have loved our teacher doing it. No, this on some real stuff, though, man. As a 40-year-old man now, let's don't do that. Okay, let's look at the big picture here. Your child should not be in any situation of being an adult sooner than they're supposed to be. They should face those situations at 17 and 18. When I say 17 and 18, because in a lot of states, if you're 17 and you do something criminal act, they consider you an adult. So 17 and 18, those type of situations is what your child should be somewhat facing. But all this below the age of 16 and below, no, I'm out on that. That is disturbing. Very disturbing. Oh yeah, Nivy, and Nivy, we've had some reports lately. Look back on my channel on some of the ones I've reported on. Um, we had a woman that basically gave up her whole family to be with this young boy that was that was her child's friend and next door neighbor. You can't make this up. Had the young boy, and he had a twin brother. Messed with both of the boys. Cannot make this up. So this is the stuff we're gonna be bringing on this channel for y'all to look at. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Imagine that. Imagine your son coming home and finding you stretched out with his buddy. It's not looking good at all. But anyway, please like, share, subscribe. I see y'all tonight at 8:30. Oh yeah, it's back on my channel. Check it out, bro. It's back. I think I reported on that in December. Look at my December archives. You'll see it. Please like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. We'll be in touch tonight at 8:30. I'm out.